Hello and welcome to the Banter Blitz show. I hope everything is fine, technically speaking, and also with everybody watching. I'm going to switch to the standard game view, and yeah, it seems like everything's working. That's cool. At least the picture. I got picture. Or I got video. It's probably the better way to put it. Let's see. Let's start with the top of the list here. Playing Friedel. Friedel. Or Friedel. You never know. There's an American grammar. Yeah, Josh Friedel. And when I heard him for the first time, heard that name for the first time, I was really thinking, like we say in German, Friedel. Josh Friedel, who the heck? Alright, so let's see. This looks odd, bishop c4, but it is a good line against the Benoni. Let's see what Friedel is going to do. Does he have a flag? He's from Germany, so I think saying Friedel is not completely off. Yeah, this is a good way, I think, for black to play this. White is still better, but it's one of the better ways to play with bishop to g4. The main issue for black is that you have no counterplay. You get in b5, but under not very favorable circumstances, and that's it basically. You've got no other ideas. Let's see if he goes for b5. I think he should. He does not play it. Okay, I can do this. Not the only way to handle the position, but one way and a good way. Simply keeping a black passive. Now, if I take, actually, this is not so great as b2 is attacked twice. Okay, yeah, then I have to retreat. It's not a big deal. White is still better. Rook a2, he might take on b2, huh? So how do we play? This is an idea. Knight e3, knight c4. Knight e3, knight c4. That's a good square on c4. Okay. I go queen c2. No, doesn't help. c4 I can take on e5. So let's pile up on the a pawn. I really like this position. It looks very very controlled. Like white is just better and has perfect control over the whole situation. Always appreciate that. If I now. Yeah, do I threaten something? I don't think I do. Not directly. But black's position is certainly not much fun. Let's keep that covered. I mean, it looks great, eh? My position looks great, but how do we win? How do I win? I have no clue. I just don't know. And now I can play knight c4. And if I move the rook, there is knight a5 to c6, which would be end of game, probably. Oh, wow. Knight a5, c6 is really, yeah, I'm willing to go through some length to get that in. If he goes rook b8 now, I'm just going to play bishop c1. And then knight a5. Yeah, knight a5, c6. Ouch. Yeah, he doesn't find a move, but I understand. I mean, I wouldn't find any move either. I think there is nothing much. Knight b6 is probably relatively best, but it's not a move you enjoy much, certainly. Yeah, but he has to do it, right? Knight b6. No. He didn't do it. No, I think I'm just going to take the material. Take stuff. Often better than giving stuff. Okay, now rook b6. Didn't think of this all that much. Now if I move the bishop, yeah, this is how I keep the pawn. Whoa. Got to check here. It's not decisive. It is actually quite good. Now I see. He cannot take. It's a pin. A huge pin. And Friedel resigns. Thanks for the game, Friedel. Yeah, if you want a good line against the against the Benoni, this is good for white. It will be in a certain book to be released this year. Okay, now Joker 05, we don't know. Okay, so I think I've scored quite well today, right? I think I'm on 100%, is that true? Yeah, Benoni is heavily discussed in the chat, so I can try myself, play into a modern Benoni. It's an opening that I've played very, very rarely. I think with black I had that on the board maybe once in my life. Maybe twice. Joker seems to know his stuff. I have no idea. Playing very quickly. Maybe he's out for knight e4. No, he's not. I'm absolutely not unhappy about the trade, because with my space issues here, trading a bit is good. That's a common... Sometimes... Oh, that is not a good idea. Giving me this activity. It's a common kind of misconception that, I mean, the Benoni is an aggressive opening, but it's just like you want to trade actually with black often, because if you trade it down to just heavy pieces, it's usually good. And this is why trades often welcome for the second player. Okay, now he cannot keep the knight on d4. What is this c-pawn called? Charlie, run or something? Charlie the c-pawn? No, probably not, yeah. I think it's something else, not Charlie. E5 has at least one drawback. At least. Yeah, white still has a bit of play here. I mean, that's absolutely true. How do we do this? Jump right in. Maybe. Not sure if that is good, honestly. Really, no. That is running into the pin, I think. Yeah, I think taking is simplest. If he takes with the queen, I take f1 and then promote. Here's the main thing, the c-pawn is so strong, it has a hard time to activate anything there. Could take. Okay, thanks for the game, Joka05. Joka, I don't know. David Cresty. Yeah, why not? Let's go. David Cresty. Okay. Let me try one thing. Just one thing. Okay. We'll see what happens. I tried to get the chat window on. Where I also see the messages in Twitch, which makes me like too many things happening. I have to somehow yeah, set this up differently next time. Why that no YouTube? There should be YouTube as well. There should be Twitch and YouTube. Both platforms should be streaming, or we should be streaming on both platforms. Cormac says, just ignore Twitch, we'll just drag down your rating. Maybe. Don't worry. Ah yeah, Grenke Chess Classic will be streamed there on Twitch. Okay. Okay, now what's going on here against David? I'm going to Fianchetto with bishop to b7. That is a good diagonal. And rook c8 will place the rook against the queen, which looks like a neat arrangement. Knight d5 is also an idea. Knight d5 threatens on the c3 and on f4. Whoosh. Yeah, on Twitch you cannot rewind. That is true. I think this is also why both channels are used, or both channels is wrong, both platforms are used. So YouTube has this possibility, which is very neat, and Twitch just has the wider user base. I think this is why Chess24 also wants to go onto Twitch. It's not my decision, but rather a server decision. I was close to taking b5 here. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. And that one I'll take. And my pieces coordinate well. Now, yeah, I mean, it looks quite attractive actually to take the bishop, but play with two bishops and the rook, that is nice. Oh, okay. I do see the Twitch chat, yeah, I do see it. I only switched it on some seconds ago because I never used this technical possibility before. Both captures are a stalemate. That's funny. Interesting. And just avoid the stalemate. Yeah, thanks for the game, David Cresty. Okay, do you prefer 2 rooks? We also get that. It's a funny feature there. We got the chat from all the platforms. That's cool. I just have to set up my screen a little bit differently next time. I have to think about this a little bit. Okay, now playing Doppelangriff, double attack. The double attack. I actually have a question. I mean, this is the English show. We probably have some viewers from the United States. I've got a question. I think yesterday there was the final game of Dirk Nowitzki in the NBA. Is that something that you get in the mainstream, like the main news shows and everything, or is that something that you don't really see that much on TV, or is that really a big news? Would be interesting to know. I mean, he is certainly one of the most well-respected players in the history of the game, I understand. But I have no clue. Like, is it something that you got in the news, or? Okay, in the meantime, I'm trying to play in the center. Is the Tartakova variation in the classical Caro a way to spice up the Caro? I don't even know what that is. What is the Tartakova variation? Is that some stuff with knight c5 or something? I have no clue, really. Okay, knight f6. That is the Tartakova variation. Okay, I wasn't aware that it is called... that is the name. No way, it's playable. Even e takes f6 is getting a little bit of momentum. We're talking about the Caro. e4, c6, d4, d5, knight c3, d takes e4, knight f6. Yeah, that is okay, I think. Again, even the variation with e takes has gained lots of momentum. One of the rising stars of chess, Artemiev from Russia, probably not doing this right, the pronunciation, he's playing the e takes variation quite frequently and with good success. Will Magnus play at I don't think so. Somebody said he got a notification. Well, not by me. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, that's a fork. In chess there are forks but no spoons. That's something that I discovered today in the video that I uploaded onto YouTube. Many forks, no spoons. After all those years, you still have fun with this, right? It's still fun. Okay. Now, here we go. Okay, Schelling. Let's roll. Or not. No, no. We played a bit of the Catalan recently. Oh, he tries something else. That's interesting. Is he playing the Tarrasch? Don't know. Come on. He plays the semi-Tarrasch. No, that is playable? I don't know. Looks very odd. Very, very odd. Push them, baby. Yeah. Okay. Now he now wonders what he did wrong, and if you're really, 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 really mean, you say everything. It's not quite that bad, but close. Okay. Rook e1, I guess. He might have e5 for suffering, but still playing. What is the book that faces towards it as the back? My book. That's my book. Obviously. What Seinfeld reference was missed? In the video that I uploaded today, I'm currently misplaying this position quite badly, by the way. I somehow said no fork for you, and this is obviously from a Seinfeld, legendary Seinfeld episode. I mean, no soup for you. Yeah, I said no fork for you. Yeah, I'm such a moron, yeah. I was winning out of the opening already, and now I got this mess, yeah. Like the position here after this is winning for white, something like this. And now nothing is winning, it's just some messy position. Okay. I'm trying to keep the initiative rolling here. I have a hard time. I had to follow all the chats. It's kind of mesmerizing. Like everything's blinking. Like message here, message there. It's kind of tough. Now he wants to go queen to f6. Yeah. Okay. I will play on the light squares. Let's see, what is he doing now here? It's very hard. Maybe b3, just hope for the best. It shouldn't work. I have queen takes d7, but that is not ultimately that convincing. A check here. How do we get this? I don't know. Knight f6, queen f5. I'm not convinced here by bishop h3. He just has those pawns, and if he's not checkmated, he will win. It's just, that's the simple truth of this position. Cannot take g5 here. And I have no time, really. Yeah, he will win now. Now that was pretty awful. Not killing this off in the opening, which was of course possible. Maybe I can just take c1. I have not even a check. Yeah, no, I should never have gotten to this correct position. Sorry. I mean, like, white is winning here. I should just kill it off. I didn't do it. Bishop g5 or something. That is probably completely winning for white. Maybe I can go d6. I don't know. It looks like everything wins, but it didn't. I think this is a big problem. Like rook e1, e5. I mean, this is still clearly better for white, but I made a big mistake here. I absolutely have to play a4. I have to play a4. And then black's position still is completely terrible. After that, it was a complete mess. Yeah, nobody knows what was going around. Yeah, thanks for the game, Schelling. I really wonder what would happen if he would know any opening. He would probably win every game against me. Okay, now, objectively worse is my opponent. Alright. Let's go. He's playing e3, not going for any Benoni stuff. Maybe he will take, but I have queen a5. I will get it back. Let's go for a double fianchetto. The double fianchetto. All right. Yeah, white setup is not really very aggressive, but tough to break down, you know. Tough to break down. Yeah, that must be a mouse slip, right? What did he do? I'm on that a lot. A lot. Okay, now nobody answered. Nobody answered my Dirk Nowitzki question. Maybe we have no US viewers. Hello, Techo Tactics. You have a question. You have a question on my Petrov repertoire. Yeah, I know. I'm currently not doing answers there on the book because I'm so busy with being somewhat in time with the new project, and it's a bit difficult to prioritize that. But I know the position you mean, and I think you probably should play c5 then. But I will look at it. I have it on my list of things to do, and it's something that I will look at soon. I'll be away for about 2 weeks. As I said, there will be no show from starting in 2 weeks because I'm not at home. And I'm going away for some days, lock myself into a cabin and write, keep it simple, 1d4. But I will also look a bit at the questions that are posed on the existing repertoires. Maybe even a bit sooner, I don't know, I have to see. It's a bit difficult. I asked about Nowitzki, how the media reception was in the US, if that was a huge topic that he is leaving the sport, that he's retiring. I mean, I know that he's very well liked there and so on, but just wanted to know how the media is covering it, let's say. Okay, rook a2. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome, Taco Tactics. I would have liked to do a little bit more there with replying to the comments, but it's sometimes difficult to get that all organized. He's a bit of a nuisance here. The only decent German basketball player. It's, I don't know. I'm not an expert on the sport at all. Give me the G-pawn. I've got lots of time, so it's not all that thrilling. Yeah, one thing that I wanted to mention regarding Nowitzki's retirement, that the German news site Spiegel Online today had an article where they listed the 20 greatest German sport persons, and Nowitzki came in third, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And it was an interesting list. You can always debate about that. I only browsed through it in passing, not really paying deep attention. But Emanuel Lasker came in, I think, number 12 or 12th or 13th, which sounded reasonable. I'm glad that they didn't forget about him. I can see the chat in Twitch, but it's like there are many messages, and I might miss some. No, the first place in that list was Steffi Graf, which is, I think, tough to debate. And second place was Michael Schumacher, which I think is also quite reasonable. Yeah, the driver. Yeah, it's sports. Queen to e7. Oh God, what kind of a move was that again? No, Jürgen Klinsmann did not appear. Not that he was bad or anything, but they had a couple of footballers. They had, I think they had Franz Beckenbauer, Lothar Matthäus, and Philipp Lahm, I think, if I remember correctly. And they had Birgit Prinz, that's true, yeah, I remember that. I only very briefly looked through the list. Mostly looking at the first couple of places. And they had Fritz Walter, of course. Sorry, now I remember. I mean, he has to be in there. That's kind of a given. So all the captains of the German football teams who won the world championships. So this is why also Lahm and Matthäus are in there. Makes lots of sense. And of all of them, probably Fritz Walter is the most legendary. Maybe Beckenbauer, I don't know. Anyway, while I'm rambling about other stuff, Locutus is defending this quite well. I don't think Gerd Müller is in there, but I mean, there are so many. I mean, we have a huge history of football, you know, and you cannot include everybody. I mean, Müller would be very reasonable to be in there. I mean, we wouldn't have won the 74 World Championship, the World Cup. I mean, it's called World Cup, without Müller. I mean, he was scoring like every single game, like twice or something. Claudia Pechstein is on that list, probably deservedly so. I mean, with Pechstein there were those doping allegations, but they looked into that extremely deeply, and it seems that she is indeed, as far as I know, that she was completely, what's the word? Don't know what the right word is. I mean, nothing. They did not. They couldn't prove anything, and it seemed that the way she argued what happened, that was indeed possible, that it could have happened. Something like that. It's a bit difficult, probably, this subject in English. I actually don't watch that much sports, to be honest. I mean, I follow football or soccer, depending on where you're from, but not as much as I used to do. One simple reason is that I just don't watch TV at all anymore, so it's something that then you don't watch that many sports. Is kind of a consequence. Yeah, C5, I mean, E5 was hanging. I don't think I lost material there. No! He plays the only friggin' move, and that makes no sense. That is crazy stuff. Crazy town. That was also quite kind of crazy. Yeah, we're not on time. Yeah, anyway, knight a4 is crazy. I know I don't watch esports, not really. I kind of understand why people do. I mean, I think it could be interesting, but just not my kind of things. All right, now Zen chess. Let's get going. Yeah, it was a tad crazy. Again, the Italian. Don't get me wrong, I don't have anything against Italy or Italians. I really liked Italy when I visited briefly 2 years ago. I do watch football World Cups. I do. It's just that, like, it's I watched more TV, let's say 10 years ago, when I even had I don't think it was Sky back then. Yeah, I had Sky and watched the Bundesliga and so on, and I don't do that anymore. Somehow, when I started to do my YouTube channel, when I started that, I also started to watch more YouTube, like starting 2011, and basically at the time I completely phased out to watch any TV, and that somehow was yeah, that it happened, yeah, that I stopped watching those things. Also sports. I also, back in the day, I usually played a league in the weekend, so Dutch league on Saturdays and so on. And this way I kind of lost track also what is on TV. I don't think I miss much, honestly, but yeah, also not much sports. I really think that once you start to get the hang of watching YouTube, I don't know, or other online stuff, TV gets kind of useless. You just get the things that you'd like to watch, the kind of your niches that you're interested in. You get some information that you never get elsewhere. I mean, like really niche interests. Even things that are really completely out of public focus, you get lots of information on if you like. I about 2 years ago developed an interest. I'm not quite sure how that happened. Developed an interest in watches, and I cannot count so many interesting channels on YouTube about watches, collecting watches, rare watches, whatever, everything. And it's just amazing how much information you can gather there. Okay, I try to somehow get something going on the F file, but White is defending everything very nicely, so no, I cannot comment on Game of Thrones. I watched 2 episodes. The first one and the second. I watched quite a bit of Breaking Bad. I really did that. There were so many people who recommended it, and I kind of I watched 2 episodes, yeah, of Game of Thrones. Season 1, episode 1, Season 1, episode 2. I'm fairly certain that was the extent of it. I kind of liked it, but it's just I have one problem somehow. I know that sounds a bit silly, but I have problems with like putting how do you call that? How do I describe that? I have problems if I see people, like people faces, yeah, and connect them to names and connect them to storylines. If there are too many main characters, I have problems following that. I know it sounds weird because I simply cannot compute. I always had this problem, even in my professional life, when like I was in meetings and people were introduced to me like, this is, I don't know, yeah, whatever, yeah, this and that person, he's the, I don't know, he's the manager of this and that team, and I would say, okay, thank you, and like 5 minutes later, I would have forgotten the name simply. Yeah, and this is the thing. Game of Thrones has like 1 million people running around, and I was like, who was that again? Yeah, and I mean, obviously there are some characters that are very unique, yeah, but still it's very difficult. It was difficult for me, and I mean, I can handle stuff, but there were so many people. Okay, thanks a lot for the game, Zenches. I was winning this on time. He took far too long. Yeah, I know. Avoid war and peace. Too many people. Okay, Latvian Gambit. Yeah, I remember reading. I'm not sure what the English title is. It is maybe The Name of the Rose. I don't know. Yeah, they're from Umberto Eco, and he had all those monks. Yeah, and it was crazy. Yeah, all the monks, and I was so happy. I was so happy that there was a little card in the book where all the persons were listed with a small description what each monk was doing. Yeah, like he's the, I don't know, the guy in the library or something. I was so thankful. Okay, now the Latvian Gambit. Yeah, he plays the Halloween Gambit, which I have my own recipe there, giving the piece back, which is very dangerous for white. The only problem is I have forgotten the whole thing. I know that this was the line with castling, and I know that white shouldn't take on g7. That is what I remember. And there was a map of the library, yeah, something like that. You needed the help. Yeah, I would have been totally hopeless without this help. Yeah, Babylon Berlin I would be interested, or Babylon Berlin I would be interested in. I've actually read one of the books, which was really good. Yeah, Stromberg is great, obviously. Yeah. I think I watched every single Stromberg episode. Absolutely. Every single one. And if you actually work in an office or ever did, I mean, this is so fantastically true. I mean, of course, you don't meet people like Stromberg regularly in offices, but it's kind of it's not far off sometimes, the craziness. Okay, so what kind of a defense is that? That is funky. I take f3, he takes f6 with a check. Whoa, okay. Kind of stumped here. I can take here, yeah. Queen takes. And let's do that. It's kind of interesting. It's not the best continuation, I think, but it is interesting. Got d6, and he has a weird king position. But maybe he can just play some like h3, g4 or something. Threatening bishop g4 check. Okay, now probably have to move that away, but knight d4 is a good threat. I think he cannot take actually. Oh, he does take. I thought that wouldn't be possible. If I take, that must be a deadly crossfire. But if I go here, takes, queen takes, king b3. Okay. No, it doesn't do that. Okay. Queen e4, this bishop c2. He has to go with a king. King to d2. No, then I've got queen c2. So I'm winning. I'm just winning here. Yeah. I didn't see it before, but I'm winning. The bishop looked very strong, but maybe king e2. Yeah. Play for mate if you have no time. Yeah, thanks for the game, Latvian Gambit. This is a fairly cool line against the Halloween Gambit, giving up the piece here. It's very dangerous, but I didn't remember. I analyzed that a while back, early October last year, and forgotten some of it. Most of it, almost all of it. Deep C 135. Let's play. Deep C. So, Deep C. Wants to go e4. Let's stop it. Yeah, 1500s. Oh, he's all 1500. Dangerous, that's true. You never know what you're gonna get. Like a box of chocolates. Yeah. All right. You aren't Vielmaß. You're challenging me? I will look. I will look. All right. Now let's go to b4. Yeah, this is why I like the line against the Halloween. It's kind of a bit of a reverse psychology. The guys who play the Halloween Gambit don't want to defend, and they have to. Yeah, I'm regrouping this to f5. That's my idea. I don't know if the game was really good technically. I think I probably made many mistakes, but it was fun. I did not expect this move. Well, it prevents clearly prevents bishop f5. And you can also completely refute the Halloween, of course, but I didn't want to bother with that. You can keep the piece and probably win. Like in correspondence, black would win, but okay, we are playing blitz chess, and then I'm happily returning the piece. Let's see what white does here against bishop h6. No. I don't know if... I wonder if that was a good idea. He might give me the exchange here. Possible. Oh. Okay. He might give me the exchange. I just blundered the friggin' pawn. I mean, okay, it's probably not a big problem, as at least my bishop might become strong on b7, but it's just like one of those moments. Yeah, white is playing fine here. I blundered the big d5 pawn for not much. Not much. Yeah. Not good. And now he's got bishop a3, knight c4 stuff. I'm in deep trouble. He's not that fast, which is the only hope, really. Yeah, he's got some weaknesses around the king, which is also maybe helping me, but objectively speaking, this is not good at all. I want to be quick because he spends time every single move. Even on the easy decision, he always spends a couple of seconds. That is oops, no, this one, obviously. I might take simply on a4 and then play the knight to d6, but he will at the end of the day, the time will decide this game. Now he's falling apart with no time on the clock, but it was excellently played, I think. It's just a matter of time management. But White took a lot of time to build up this this position. Yeah, thanks a lot for playing Deep Sea. You're definitely severely underrated. So Juan, he asked me why I'm not accepting the challenge. I didn't see it. Sometimes I do scan for challenges of new players that have never played before, but I sometimes just overlook them. Just too many. H3. Okay. White is really keen on this kind of exchange variation ending. Really? Oh, and that's interesting. There's one guy, CT Hulu or something. I'm probably not doing this right. I never played him before. That is interesting. I would have thought we would have had games before, so that is a good thing that you remind me. I absolutely don't mind that. If you are new and say, let's play, we never played before, I'm happy about the hint. I always play the newbies if I see it in the list. Sometimes you just don't see it. Yeah, I know the name. I don't know how it is pronounced. It's also from a song of Metallica, which I know, but from the 1984 album. Anyway, but I don't know how it is pronounced. Kuchulu, okay. No, that's not from Kill 'Em All, that's from Ride the Lightning. Yeah, I know my metal from the 80s, yeah, but I'm not up to date, you know. Okay, so this looks okay. I should be fine here. White also has some weaknesses. Okay, now F5. He's playing it well. Honestly, he's playing it well. Yeah, let's do it. E5, bishop F3 is forking. I think he missed that. I think this is also quite good. Run. He's never got rook h1 because of rook takes e2. How do you stop it? All right, thanks for the game, Juan Vilmas, probably. Yeah, my pronunciation is bad. Oh, Santi. I never played Santi, but I have to... Where is Cthulhu? Cthulhu? Here, right? Yeah. Let's do it. Well, it's maybe the last game. I completely lost track of the stream. Yeah, Santi, I saw your challenge. It depends on how long this game takes. Oh, he knows stuff. He knows stuff. There's actually a brand new video series on Chess24. I know series is a bit strong. I mean, I think it's one video. Created, I should have played Queen C2. Created by Jan, yeah, about 4 knights, Scotch 4 knights and Spanish 4 knights. So if you're an e4, e5 player or play e4 with white and play these kind of lines, you should watch it. I mean, Jan has a black repertoire suggestion, which is basically identical to mine, what I did in the Caruana repertoire, which is kind of, well, I mean, if you look at this and you, I mean, I understand that he came to the same conclusion, is what I'm trying to say. So if you know my repertoire for black e4, e5, you basically know what Jan is recommending. But he also looks at the other lines, like the Spanish 4 knights, and he has a different suggestion there. He plays knight d4, the Rubinstein variation. This is super weird often. If you have a name that you could pronounce like German style, and then I'm completely in English language mode, and then I'm doing those weird things like Rubinstein or something, which is crazy. I mean, he's called Rubinstein. Okay, rook a4, active move. It's just that I'm completely in the mode for one language, and then I'm doing those weird pronunciations. It's not really intended like that. Now, I'm threatening now bishop to b5. Pretty huge threat. And bishop b5, bishop b2, bishop a4, bishop takes a1. I can play rook b1. It's kind of a weird question. Wow. Ingenious defense here, yeah. That was a great move. Rook d4. a4 saved the a pawn. Now he finds every only move. Every single one of them. Rook c1 maybe. Just lost. What can you do? I thought d4. That is also good, of course. Maybe not as clear. I don't know. Yeah, it's still a very, very large advantage. Okay. I gained a bit of ground. Just a bit. And I have more time, that's definitely true. No, I'm not going to make a draw now. The position is equal, but you're not getting a draw. It's just like, I mean, it's not, it is about equal, but it's not like it's a complete draw or anything. Yeah, and of course the time, but yeah, thanks for the game. Cthulhu, that was very, very, very tough. Yeah, very tough. Okay, now, where was Santi again? Let's go. Let's final game. I'm a little bit over time there, but I'm going to play a really, really quick game against Santi here. Yeah, very likely. Cthulhu, you were probably at least clearly better. maybe winning, I don't know. Very likely that there was a winner at some point. Okay, I'm playing for some early complications, but I think it's not easy to defend this for Santi. I mean, he should be an expert, like with Clint in the picture here. Clint Eastwood is turning 89 this year. 89. I don't know if it will help him, Clint's picture here. That is a tough position to defend. Okay, this is also quite good. Going for knight d6 maybe. Okay, check. The quality of games increased over the years is a question. You mean like in top level tournament chess, or? No, I don't do any banter chess tomorrow. I don't know about the Banter Blitz, it's tough to say. The top level play, or in general the play over the board, has increased, and this is in particular true for the, let's say, second tier players. I mean, I think that the absolute top players always were outstandingly good. I mean, for example, if you look at Karpov and Kasparov in their matches, they were very, very strong already. Yeah. But if you look at world number 20 at the time, or world number, I don't know, 50, the difference is huge. I don't know why that is. Maybe the computers were a huge equalizer in that regard, but the difference is great. It's really great. Yeah, thanks a lot for playing Santi. That was a quick game indeed. I hope you enjoyed the show. It was, I think, a good debut here on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. It seemed that technically it worked. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll be back next week, also on both channels simultaneously, and then there will be a 2-week break. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.